Welcome to another Nintendo news roundup on the channel. There is a lot of news to get through, so what I will be doing is splitting up the videos into software based, which will be my next video. So we'll be talking about Splatoon 2 and ARMS. This video will be focusing on the 2DS, E3 2017 and Nintendo's plans for E3 2017. We've got a better idea of it. And I'm going to talk about what Kimishima had to say about the Switch's third-party support. Just because that is a hot topic in the community at this moment in time. So let's just kick things off with the big surprise announcement. Nintendo have announced the new 2DS XL, which is another hardware revision for the 3DS family of systems. It will be launching on the 28th of July in North America. And Europe, it will be launching on the 13th of July for Japan, so Japan gets it earlier. But pretty much in North America and Europe, it will be launching alongside Hey Pikmin and Miitopia. We don't have any pricing details for Europe, but in North America, it will be costing $150 or $149.99, which is pretty much $150. And pretty much it will come in black and turquoise and white and yellow for people living in Europe. I do believe North America only gets the black and turquoise new 2DS XL. Pretty much this 2DS XL will come with a clamshell design which is different to the old 2DS. And pretty much it will have the same large screen and performance as the new 3DS XL. And it will not come with any sort of 3D at all. So pretty much this new 2DS XL says what it is on the tin. It will just play games in 2D. I've seen quite a lot of backlash to this from people saying, oh, they should be focusing on the Switch, when we just had a direct where it was mainly focusing on the Switch. And I've just got to say this announcement doesn't have to be for you. Not every single announcement made by Nintendo has to suit you. This, obviously, if you're not, agreeing with this announcement, and obviously this isn't for you. Not every single announcement has to be suited to you. This announcement is for the people that do own a 2DS. It is basically for the kids that own a 2DS. Maybe their 2DS is battered, bruised, scratched, broken, and this hardware upgrade is for them. Parents maybe are looking at the Switch, maybe they are seeing that as being too expensive, and this hardware upgrade will be perfect for parents who are looking to pick up a gaming system for their young kid. And that is this system pretty much. It's for that demographic. It's not for the people that own a new 3DS or a new 3DS XL. It's for the people that do own a 2DS currently, and it's basically just a hardware upgrade for that demographic. And yeah, this isn't really competing against the Switch, just because, like I said, the Switch, it's got its own pricing bracket, which, like I said, parents are slightly put off by to buy it for their kids, just because it is costing quite a bit. So for those parents, this system is for them. And like I said, not every single announcement has to be for you. It's like, I'm not going to pick up this system, but I know that this is clever, because this will help to keep the 3DS family systems going for another couple of years. And for all of the people that are saying, why are Nintendo focusing on the 3DS when you've got the Switch coming out, or you've got the Switch out at the moment? Why are Nintendo focusing on the 3DS? Well, the 3DS currently has a 66 million install base, so it doesn't make sense for Nintendo to completely drop that off. I think this 2DS XL is pretty much the DSi of the 3DS. This is going to be the last hardware upgrade for the 3DS. It's sort of like the Game Boy Micro as well. This is going to be the last hardware upgrade for the 3DS to try and make the 3DS last another couple of years, and pretty much they're going to try and grow this market out, maybe with another Fire Emblem game. We've got Fire Emblem Echoes coming out soon. You got probably a brand new Pokemon game coming out as well. I think for the 3DS and Switch. I think Pokemon Stars will come out for both. Pretty much the new 2DS XL is for the people that do own a 2DS at the moment, and pretty much this new 2DS XL is to try and make the 3DS last another couple of years. I think after 2019, 2020, that is when you will see Nintendo either release a Switch Mini, which I did talk about before on the channel a couple of months ago, which I will leave a link to in the top right, or they will release another new dedicated handheld. So yeah, not every single announcement by Nintendo has to be suited to you. And I'm seeing a lot of people saying, oh, Nintendo, you shouldn't talk about 3DS at E3. Well, I'm sorry, you are a flipping idiot if you are thinking that way, because of course Nintendo are not going to completely drop off a 66 million install base. The Switch, yes, it's got off to a good start, but we just don't know how well it will do long term. So it makes sense for Nintendo to not completely put all of their eggs into the Switch basket. So that's just my thoughts on the 2DS XL. Let's move on to Nintendo's E3 2017 plans, and pretty much Kimishima has said that they will not be doing a press conference, which has slightly surprised me, just because I thought they would do one after the January presentation. But a digital event is better for the viewer, just because it is more precise. They can cut off, the stuff like what's his name, Suda51, that sort of stuff out. It can be more professional, more precise, get to the proper game announcements, get to actual gameplay. They don't have to talk about, oh, in 2016 we sold 6 million 3DSs. That's what you get with these press conferences. You have to talk about stuff for the investors. So a digital event is better for us, the gamers. And for me, a lot of people will see this as make or break. Oh my god, they're not doing the press conference. Doom, the flipping doom. It's doom and gloom. It's not the end of the world, because look what happened last year. Nintendo shown up with one game and they've blown the rest of the competition out of the water. And if you say otherwise, then how come Nintendo, they were the only ones that got stampedes for their game? Sony, they didn't get a stampede for Horizon, and they didn't get stampedes for all of the other games announced as well. Zelda Breath of the Wild was the only game that got a stampede at E3 2016. So yeah, E3 2016, Nintendo won it. Now, I'm not saying that Nintendo can show up with just one game this time around. Definitely not saying that. But what I'm saying here is that it's not the end of the world that they're not doing a flipping press conference. A digital event, like I said, I think is better for the consumer. For me, the make or break thing for Nintendo's E3 2017 is the Treehouse. If they're not doing a Treehouse, then for me, that is when you will see me come out and say, you know what, I'm not happy. I want to see a flipping Treehouse. Treehouse, you get to see them playing games. We get to see more details about those games. So for me, the Treehouse is the most important part from Nintendo's E3 plans. If there's no Treehouse, then that will be a massive disappointment. So let's move on to the last topic, and that is Kimishima talking about the Switch's third-party support. We hope to raise the value of Nintendo Switch by working with third-party publishers to create multiple hit titles early on and bolster the software lineup. This is a portion of the third-party lineup planned for release this year. The titles listed here are stated for release through the year in quick succession. There will also be several unique titles from indie developers coming to Nintendo Switch. Also, we have heard that various third-party publishers have much interest in unique features of Nintendo Switch. The ability to play games anytime, anywhere on Nintendo Switch will undoubtedly bring fresh appeal to games from third-party publishers. the variety of games represented by these titles will help Nintendo Switch to reach a broader audience that we will not be able to do on our own otherwise. On Nintendo Switch, we are promoting the establishment of a collaborative framework that facilitates the creation of many successful third-party titles right away. So yeah, pretty much it will be interesting to see what they are referring to in terms of that third-party support. Typically when Nintendo talks about third-party support, they're not talking about the Western AAA third-party games that a lot of people refer to as third-party support. I think what Kimishima is referring to here is Japanese third-party support and indie titles. But yeah, let's just see, what comes of that. Will we see games like Tekken 7, which it seems like that game is unlikely to come out for the Switch? Will we see games like Rocket League, Overwatch from this framework? It will be interesting to see what comes of this framework. But I'm going to talk about something in a future video which is a little bit controversial. I'm going to pretty much say that the Switch doesn't need third-party support to be successful, and I'm going to explain why I think that in a future video. But that is it for this first news roundup, and the fact that this roundup has gone on for this long just justifies me splitting up these news topics into software based and hardware and other stuff pretty much. So my next news topic will be talking about Splatoon 2 and ARMS. So that will be my next video. So that is it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about the new 2DS XL in the comment section below. But until next time, I'm out of here for now. Goodbye.